All right, so the other thing I like to do is put the mount in first, snug it down from the top. Don't super get it tight, but snug it down so you have a little bit of movement. And then you take the bracket and you can actually align the bracket perfectly and snug it down from the bottom. All right, so you're gonna take a T45 and a 10mm on a swivel like this. And then you're gonna loosen those 4 bolts there as much as possible, but keep them in the actual assembly for the subframe. Don't take them completely out, and take that 10mm out. And then these, by the way, just pop right out. So they're right here. So this one, we're actually missing a bolt at the top, as you can see. So we're gonna have to order a new bolt. Somebody was in here before. And then that'll give you enough clearance to replace this bushing here, this front mount, because this, you'll have it be moved a little bit. And on this side, for these mounts, you're gonna wanna mark everything so that you put everything back in the right place as far as your alignment with some sort of marker or pen. You're gonna loosen this a little bit, get these 2 13mm out, and slide the sway bar out of the way. Same on this side, as you can see. There's our bad mount right there. All right, so the way you're gonna get that top bolt out for the passenger side, you're gonna take a 13mm ratcheting stubby, and you're gonna go right behind the passenger wheel, and you're gonna reach in through on top of the axle. You're gonna have kind of longer arms for this. And you're gonna go all the way, as you can see, my hand is right there. And you'll all the way up there, and you're gonna undo that top bolt with the ratcheting stubby. So let me see if I can get you a better picture. See, there's the mount. The top of the mount is right there. So what you're gonna do is go in. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view. Go in like this, and right here, right there, is the top, right here where my finger is touching. That's gonna be the top bracket that nut attaches to. Okay, and it'll come loose. As you can see, this mount actually detached completely, so it's actually just spinning while this is going. So you're gonna have to hold this top part when loosening this 13mm. So this right here is gonna be your subframe mount. This bolt and this bolt, they're the same length, and they're gonna connect here and here, and then that subframe bolt is right there. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand to get this out of the way, but as you can see, our mount completely separated from the top part. Okay, and it's still actually stuck up in there, so you're gonna have to remove that. But yeah, this is kind of the process. As you can see, once again, I'm supporting the subframe, I'm supporting the engine from the bottom and from the top as a backup. Yep. So I just wanted to show you guys the mounting point for the strut mount up top is over here. So see, right here goes the bolt, 13mm, and there's your mounting point right there. And then this is going to be the other mounting point right there. And then you guys see that little notch right there? That notch will line up so that it sits flush with the bottom. And then the notches up top, you see those 2 notches right there, 1 and 2? they will actually line up with these teeth right here. For the driver's side, it's a little easier. You can just reach in with your 13 millimeter right there, a stubby ratcheting one. This bracket you're gonna remove, again, same thing, 1, 2, 3. This is the long one for the subframe. Support the subframe right here and support the engine. And you're gonna go into there, align that pin right there, and then this goes over, and then there's another nut that holds this bracket on in place. So there's 2 on this side. It's right behind the oil filter. You can reach in there. Okay guys, so for the transmission mounts, there's one on each side. One there, one right there. That's the old one. Support it with a jack. Transpan 2x4. 13 mil for the ends, for the impact. The center one, 16 mil. And then you're gonna wanna hold it from the top over there with a, I think it's a 16 bolt. Show you guys right here what I'm talking about. So here's the mount, right? Mount goes like this. Okay. Then this bolt will go this. This bolt goes like that. Okay, and this is the bottom. It goes like this. This goes like this. What you're gonna do is when it's in the car, take a 16 mil, go from the side and hold it like this while you're loosening this nut, this 15. So you're gonna go in like this from the side. See right there? Right there. You can bend this heat shield up a little bit and tighten this guy down. All right, now let me show you what we're gonna do, this little secret way to replace that front. So we got this and this mount. They're both in there, okay? Don't tighten these bolts up. Leave the transmission slightly jacked up, okay? What you're gonna do is also, these are brand new. The bottom bolt, it's still loose. It's not tightened all the way. And same on this side. It's brand new. The bottom bolt is also loose. You see how it's not tightened up? And it's a very good reason for that. The reason is, when I take a crowbar, after I get rid of these 13 mils, or what are they? Yeah, 13 or 12. We're gonna get this guy out without putting the car into service position, because remember, we loosened these bolts up. See? So guys, essentially, let me show you. I'm only doing this by myself, so it'd be nice if you can get somebody to help. But see that clearance? See how I'm pushing this? Do you see that right there? Do you see how it's moving? That should be more than enough for you to get that new bushing in. Okay, so the front mount is in. As you can see, there's the new mount. Bolts are torqued to spec. What you're gonna want, how you're gonna want to align that plate is you're gonna want this mount right here, the yellow mount, to almost like rest on the bottom portion of that bracket, because you don't want to have a lot of movement in there. So you got to make sure that when you put the bolts back in with the bracket, that you line it up as close as you can to the old position that it was in before. All right, and then what you're gonna wanna do also is put a lot of super lube on the inside of that bushing so that it slides in nice and easy over that stub.